Hey, all, this is a share for the one person out there. I'm going to play this, and the number one reason why I'm going all the way back to a wreck is that's what the number one issue is here. This is an actual event that really happened. Going back, a drunk driver named Carlos Jimenez Gonzalez broke several Texas laws. He failed to use turn signals, was texting, drinking, and driving, and wrecked my vehicle. Other people would add what the truth. He pushed me over 2 lanes into oncoming traffic. It almost killed me. So I caught him on camera right after the wreck. And the important for this is evidence. So one of my arguments, like I'm acting like I'm writing a brief, a couple pages, right? And one way you can do it is start with the issue. This is a fact, and I've had some things go against me about this, saying that I wasn't at court September 27th when they turned against me, the lawyers and the judge and the courts. But there he was drunk after he hit me, and you'll see a beer. That's very important for the world, right? But I've had this evidence out the entire time for years, and the lawyer lied, and I caught him in a lie. And I can even push pause and show you that because it's going to help one other person later. So what I'm going to do is push pause, right? And then show you this most recent thing. Okay. What's really wrong is this actually can go off the record, right? But it's right for me to expose criminals. The guy's a criminal, and I really haven't slept right since then, right? And that's the truth. My injuries, right? The vehicle was wrecked and destroyed, right? And it's probably gonna work for one other person to see the extent of it, right? I can try that, but anyway, what's more right is just to move on and go from the now back and just show you parts and pieces of what anyone else would do. The objective, somebody else would say, your what's the point? Your goal, is writing briefs and sending them in addition, informal briefs, a couple pages. From the now going back, I feel like that's right. If you don't, I'll change. I'll go to the back, going to the now, which is a little bit about what I'm doing right now for the one person out there. This is a sample of a court reporter's record, and I'm going straight to the lie that I was never notified that this happened on September 27th. A ruling went against me because I never really was notified. And what I'll do is I'll show you the lie. And I know the lawyer had something to do with it because he lied right here saying that they sent me a notice of this motion, right? And that's how sneaky and wrong the lawyer was, right? Was this is something that, you know, is right. The expiration date of the court reporter is past due, right? And it wasn't even valid on September 27th. That's May 31st, right? So this is not right, but that's for the one person out there. And I only need to go to this one that where he lied, and that's 2 to 3 years in prison, right? He lied to the courts, right? But it's right here where it said that he sent me uh, a notice of the motion, right? And that never happened. We served him with notice of this motion. That's a lie. I'm going to go to 14 minutes and 44 seconds. And I recommend one person doing this if you've been, and I was gonna cuss. If you've been that effed over by more, if more than one, two, three people, and for other people, they may not be strong enough, but yeah, four or five and more people are gonna hopefully not screw you over, but that can happen every day. So anyway, the no senses of humor and no mercy. It's just the way it is. This is a lawyer, and I didn't want this to happen where there was more than 20, 30, 40 lawyers for real that actually have committed crimes against me, which is lying, taking my money. Extortion actually happened going back. So I go back 5 years, I can go back 10, I go back 15, and I go back 20 for the one person out there, right? If you're in prison, you can relay this to your friend in prison that's not guilty. I've done more than 20 years, and I didn't want to say that to anyone, but coming up in a month will be 23, 24 years I've done for other people because one person was wrong, right? So to me, they're wrong because I was never told to go to court that day and I had evidence, and that's just wrong. So that's when I filed the appeal. I hope none of y'all have to do it and lose more time and more money because of a criminal, right? But I repeated it on the other 14 and 44-minute video. Somebody just got shot, someone stole a car, and there are better examples I can share than what I'm going to, but that's up to you to go to, right? So somebody, some good people got shot. Someone tried to someone did rob them of their car, we'll put it that way, and shot a woman and a man 5 times each. And I thought, I have to tell you and one other person out there that my life's been 20, 25 times worse than that. And that actually goes back to, you know, to the truth about actually being in the military and dying. And that's it. And that doesn't have anything to do with this criminal wrecking and destroying my life, right? But I was actually going to show you, I'm going to push pause. So I'm recommending and suggesting that you try to be strong, and actually, yeah, if you want, you can save copies. This goes back that long ago, right? Against lawyers, and all these lawyers were wrong. Dottie Hyde, and I can go into that going back years, right? But I went to Thompson. Don't ever go to Ryan Ladd Thompson Law because they violated all my rights and sent me to other lawyers, and they were and still are terrorists and foreigners. They were and still are foreigners and terrorists. So don't ever go to MAS law firm. And that's when some troubles happened, right? And this is what someone would do in court. They would show you this, but I've had problems because I've actually had lawyers and judges that have been wrong, right? So there's Solano, and this is when the trouble went wrong. So these are people that I would like to put in prison because this was a threat that actually happened from that guy and the lies, lawyers on your side, right? Well, that didn't happen, and that was the. It's hard to say who's the worst criminal lawyer, but that's one of them. And then you can see that's the drunk, but that's as far as it goes, and that's evidence that no one from them contacted me, right? And that goes further into the lies. And there are people that are stronger that would have already went to the Supreme Court and just called them and actually sent stuff in. If it says don't send stuff into the judge, I think you should do it anyway because